Today we're talking all the Booktube related numbers. Hey Book Dragons, I'm so glad you're here with me today. I was tagged in the Booktube numbers tag by Cliff over at Cliff's Dark Gems, and this tag was created by Jim over at Jim's Books, Reading, and Stuff. And I'm really excited to do this tag, and so let's get right to it. But first, if you have snacks or drinks you want to consume while watching this video, pause here and go get those. And of course, if you're still here, here we go. Question number 1 is, what was your first Booktube video? Well, this is kind of a bittersweet story. My very first video was a book review for The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. It was my favorite book of all time. I mean, it technically still is. I love the story, but it brings me sorrow every time I think about possibly reading it again because of the allegations against Neil Gaiman and everything, that whole scandal. So it kind of pains me to read the book now. But that was my first video that I ever did on the channel. And as videos go, it wasn't horrible. Like I rewatched the video during one of my anniversary celebrations, my Booktube anniversary celebrations. And I mean, it wasn't great, you know, but it wasn't like horrible. I'm still proud of the video itself. Just unfortunate what happened with the author, and it makes it hard to think about reading the book again. Who knows, maybe one day. All right, we're going to move on from that to prompt number 2, and that is, how many books are you currently reading? So, I am reading 3 books right now. Well, technically 4. We'll get to the 4th one. But I am reading Hannibal, which is the 3rd book in the Hannibal Lecter series by Thomas Harris. So I'm reading that one. I am also reading Fool's Quest by Robin Hobb. This is the 2nd book in the final trilogy in the Realm of the Elderlings, or final for right now at least. So I'm reading that one. And then on my Kobo, I am currently reading Bloody Rose by Nicholas Ames. I've been wanting to read this book for a while. It was on my list of goals for this year, so I decided to pick that up and get started with it. I'm not very far into it, but I'm loving it so far. And then the 4th book, I guess technically I'm reading 4 books. One is an audiobook, and that is the 5th book in Dungeon Crawler Carl, the Butcher's Masquerade. I'm about halfway through that one. So that makes a total of 4 books, and I'm probably going to be adding more here soon. Yes, I'm one of those. All right, prompt number 3. What were the top 3 books you read last year? Okay, so number 3 was Empire of the Dawn by Jay Kristoff. That is the final book in the Empire of the Vampire trilogy. What an amazing book. I absolutely loved that one. My 2nd book was One Grim Night. That's my number 2 book of the year. One Grim Night by Chad Nicholas, self-published author, and it's a horror novel that takes different fairy tales, classic fairy tales, and wraps them all into one new and unique story. And it's fantastic. It's a brilliant book. I highly recommend it. And then I also read Shogun last year, and that was my number 1 book of the year. Absolutely loved Shogun. Everything about it worked for me. And I don't know why I put it off this long, because I had been putting that one off. I saw a bunch of videos on YouTube all the time about people talking about how good Shogun was, and I'm like, it's historical fiction, but I loved it. It was my book of the year. All right, prompt number 4. How many books did you read last year? I read 48 books last year. My goal was 40. I read 48. So yeah. Prompt number 5. How many books have you rated as 5 stars this year? So far I have read 23 books of my 40 book goal for the year, and 20 of those have been 5 stars. Now, I don't really do star ratings at all on my channel. So the only reason I even do star ratings on Goodreads is because that's how you do Goodreads, right? So, if I give a book 5 stars, it means I really enjoyed it and thought it was a great read, but that may or may not indicate best books of all time, right? It's, that's kind of a... Star ratings are troublesome. I just don't think they do it justice, but whatever. Prompt number 6, do you have a reading target for this year? Yes, and I briefly mentioned it in the last one. The goal was 40 books for this year. And are you on track? Yes, I'm 7 books ahead of schedule. So, I could have set the goal higher, but I'm not going to, because, if I blow through my goal and read more than the goal, that's good, right? So I'm not going to change the number, but so far I'm doing pretty good, I'd say. Prompt number 7. How many pages long is the book you are reading now? Well, let's see. I don't know the exact amount of pages on Dungeon Crawler Carl because, it's an audiobook, but, I think it would be equivalent to like 500 pages or something like that. Fool's Quest has, let's see, 769 pages. So that's that one. And then Bloody Rose has 560. I did look that one up. And then Hannibal has 562 pages. So they're all decent-sized books. I've got a lot of decent-sized books that I am currently reading. It's a lot. But, I listened to book 5 of Dungeon Crawler Carl in the car, just when I'm going places and things like that. So that's not a super regular read for me. All right, so prompt number 8, how long are your videos? I average 15 to 20 minutes for all of my videos. Some are a bit longer, occasionally, but that's pretty rare. And some are shorter than 15 minutes. Again, that's pretty rare, but on average, 15 to 20 minutes. I try not to make people watch a video that's way too long, just because, attention spans and stuff. I understand attention spans. If I'm watching a YouTube video and I see it's almost an hour, I'm like, oh, do I have time for that? Do I have the patience for that? So I try to keep it between 15 and 20. All right, prompt number 9. Do you have a favorite number? No, I don't. I like numbers. I guess I have to live with numbers, but I don't have a favorite one. Last question. Prompt number 10. Do you have a book on your shelves with a number in the title or on the cover? Yes, I do. And it's an ebook, but that still counts. And that is 12 Months by Jim Butcher. That's the most recent entry in the Dresden Files series. And oh my goodness, I love it. So yes, it has the number 12 in the title and on the cover. So do I get a bonus for having it both in the title and on the cover? I don't know. All right, so I guess we'll do some tags here. I'm going to tag Alyssa over at Into the Heart Wild, who you should really check out, by the way, if you have not yet. And also Madeline over at Madeline Reads. I've really been loving her channel. You should check her out as well. And I'm going to tag her. And then I'm going to tag T over at An Erudite Adventure. And I think that is probably good. If you're watching this and you want to do this tag, I'm tagging you as well. And until next time, guys, I hope you read more books. And if you want to check out more of my content, there's some ideas here on the end screen. and I hope you have an amazing weekend.